at 7:30, and I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call. Blackstock.
Here.
Blair.
Here.
Horn.
Here.
Pat Salas.
Here.
Oda.
Here.
Town is here. Simons is excused. First order of business is I need a motion for President Pro Tem.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Donald Boda, President Pro Tem.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for Mr. Boda to be President Pro Tem. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? You've got the gravel.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Kathy, would you like to lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, next item is to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting. Would someone like to give me a motion on that?
I'll make that motion. We approve the agenda for the night's meeting.
Support. And that's supported? Okay, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item is to approve the minutes from June 17, 2017 meeting.
If there are no additions or deletions, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of July 17th, 2017 as presented. July 17th.
I'll support.
Okay, there's been a motion and support. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item on the agenda is a public comment. If there is anyone who would like to speak to the board on anything that is not on the agenda. Okay, there is none. Okay, next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, which consists of item C1 is a June 2017 St. Clair Fire Report. C2 is a July 6, 2017 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. C3 is a July 2017 Building Department Report. And C4 is the July 2017 Marine City Fire Report.
I would like to correct C2, July 6, 2017 Zoning Board of Appeals minutes. The adjournment should be corrected. Other than that, I move to accept the consent agenda.
Was that on?
What's that?
C2, Cottrell was adjourned, but she wasn't even at the meeting. It's minuscule, but
Well, do you know who made that motion?
no, I don't.
It says supported by Knott's. Do you remember?
Okay,
Cottrell, no, it says here, Cottrell excused.
But she,
She couldn't make
it says on here that
down
Cottrell
here.
was excused, and at the end of the meeting, at the adjournment, they say
Oh.
Cottrell supported by.
I didn't read down far enough.
Yeah, so, other than that, you made a motion to accept the minutes?
yes.
Okay, who support?
I'll support.
Okay, there's been a motion and support. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. Okay, next item are disbursements. We have invoices in the amount of $25,642.17. Accounts payable, $162,208.95. Payroll in the amount of $836.45. Payroll direct deposit, $37,892.30. EFTs, $37,037.11. Tax account in the amount of $234,083.58, for a total of $497,700.56. Someone like to make a motion to,
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills in the amount of $497,700.56.
I'll support.
okay, there's been a motion and a support for the disbursements, amount of $497,756. Roll call, please.
Blackstock,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pat Sallis.
Yes.
Boda,
Yes.
Town, yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda. Let me get all this taken care of. Okay, item one, or item under new business, item one is quote to rebuild the second pump at the hospital lift station. I spoke with Blaine today, and he said the total cost of repairing that pump, he says, which that pump is getting real bad. It's starting to vibrate a lot now on the whole shot. He said it would cost $3,582.88. He says it may cost a few bucks more if they have to do any machining on the any of the shafts or anything else on there, but he didn't think so. So the cost of replacing that second pump on a rebuild is $3,582.88.
Do you know if that was the pump that Larry was talking about, we're gonna switch to the submersible ones? Was that one of them?
Yes.
That is, okay.
It's 3,500,
$3,582.88.
I know we've talked about this motor that, again, it's a larger motor that we can't get anywhere else. I mean, you can run in. We've even talked about getting a spare motor to have for that pump station. So I'm going to make a motion for $3,582.88 to get the work performed done on the motor that we have there at this present time.
And I'll support that motion because we need the pump.
Okay, we got a motion and a support for the Wimco pump at a cost of $3,582.88. A roll call, please.
Boda,
Yes.
Pat Sallis.
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Blackstock.
Yes.
Okay,
Town,
motion.
yes.
Motion passes. Okay, the next item on our new business is a SEMCOG Designated Management Agency Service Charge. This is something we've paid for a number of years. It's calling for repaying again this year for 2017, 2018. The charge is $185, and I spoke with Larry before he left, and Larry says it's something we've paid each year, and he would like to see us pay for it again this year. So again, I need a motion for $185. This is not a membership fee or anything for SunCog. This is strictly a service charge for designated management.
Because I know you weren't a real proud person of this stuff. That's what I'm wondering.
That's why
But it's
I
not the
asked.
membership, okay.
Yeah, not the membership.
Okay.
Yeah, motion to pay the $185.
I'll make the motion. We pay the $185 to SEMCOG.
Okay, we have a motion, we have support.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and a support for the SEMCOG Designated Management Agency Service Charge of $185. Roll call, please.
Pat Sallis,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Blackstock.
Yes.
Boda,
Yes.
Town, yes.
Okay, passes. Okay, item 3 under new business is again, talking to Larry before he left, that we ought to put a motion out to solicit for a code enforcer. We have two people that have been in and said they were interested, but he wants to get some more people to come fill out an application or whatever. He wants to solicit more than just a couple to see what's going on, so that's what that's about.
Just an advertise in the newspaper, is that what that's
Yeah,
about?
basically solicit for it, right. So it is a motion for the
I'll make a
solicit
motion
code
that-
enforcer.
That we solicit a advertisement for a code enforcer.
Okay. A motion to support?
I'll support.
Your support, so it's motion and support to solicit a code enforcer. All those in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. Okay. Item number 4 under new business is engineering committee recommendation, and I'll hand that portion over to Mr. Blackstock to fill us in on that.
Thank you. Myself, Mr. Town, as well as both water sewer plant operators and our DPW, Blaine, were asked to sit in on a selection committee to evaluate engineers for potential change. We solicited 5, RFQs from 5 different engineering firms, those being Wade Trim, Rowe Engineering, I believe they're out of Lansing, Project Control Engineering, BMJ, and we received one from Anderson Eckstein out of Shelby Township, I believe. The committee met, and over the course of a month,
Yes.
it was about a month, we met and we initially cut that down to 3 that we thought would fit our township well. We then requested those 3 come in for interviews and bring the staff that would represent their firms to our township and any key individuals that they thought important to our township. Each one was given an hour during the course of a morning. Mr. Town was absent, but 2 plant supervisors, DPW, and myself performed the interviews. And after the interview, we discussed it. We had a cooling off period of, just thinking about it. And it came back, I believe, unanimous that we had selected 1 engineer out of those 3 that we had requested come in for an interview. It was very important for our water and sewer and DPW to have a good relationship with those engineers, I think. They are the ones that operate or work with them on a daily basis, whereas the board, we interact with them not quite as much. It was apparent that there was a good relationship during those interviews with the 1 engineer. The one thing that they did bring to the table that I think impressed both plant operators were that they had an individual on staff that actually knew plant operations. Not just the infrastructure, water lines, lift stations, those were all qualifications that they also met. But they had an individual that was comfortable with water and sewer plants and their processes, whereas the other firms acknowledged that if it was some issue, they would probably have to bring in a subcontractor. So that made those individuals, our plant operators, very comfortable with that selection. The firm that was selected was Project Control Engineering out of Algonac.
How many total firms did you guys have? 5?
5,
Okay.
including our current engineer.
We met with them quite a few years ago, and he had a good observation of what was going on in the township then, so.
They did do their research, before the interview. They did come in and meet with our plant operators. They do know our township. Had a very good feeling in terms of the systems we had in place. They were aware of our concerns, lift stations and things that are aging. They had a very good track record with local communities, Ira Township, New Baltimore, Algonac, in all of those facilities. So I think the thing that really set them apart was the comfort level with the plant operators.
Which is very important. You got to feel comfortable with them.
Yeah. They're local. I know that had a little bit to play, you know. I think the idea that we would probably receive a little better service, at least they're local, acknowledge that, you know, a phone call is all they would need, you know, if there was an issue that arose. So I think that is our recommendation as a committee.
Would you like a motion given for, I'm sorry, what's the initials of the company?
PCE, Project Control Engineering.
PCE, okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Okay, there's been a motion, there's been a support, with the recommendation of our engineering committee to appoint the engineering firm of PCE as a township engineers. Any further discussion?
No,
Is-
I think it's a very good choice myself.
May I ask a question? May I ask a
Yeah,
question?
sure. Right.
Was there any discussion with respect to transfer records from our long-term?
That was my question. That was my question.
There was discussion.
Out of your mouth.
That's what I was gonna say.
Typically, it's going to depend on, I guess, the relationship that we have with our old or current engineer. You know, if they're willing to provide documents, which would be the professional thing to do, there may be a charge for it. But it's something we can reach out to and have them provide anything we may need. We had asked all of the engineering firms that we interviewed whether or not that was a detriment or a major stumbling block, and they said no. Typically, you know, we've discussed it with both water and sewer plants as well as DPW have some type of records, whether they're hard copies or my understanding is they do have electronic copies. That's really all that they felt they needed, you know, to get a good start. The reason for that is that any major engineering is going to require a survey or an analysis of that system. So it would be helpful to have, let's say, lift station documents, but by no means is that going to deter them from doing their job, is what we were explained.
Once before it came up, and I believe there was a determination from the previous board that the records maintained by Waytrade
They should
are
look-
the property of the township.
They should belong to the
Right, 'cause
township.
we paid for those.
You know, if they have a long history of knowing where lots of things are where they were done in the township, it might be, I heard what you're saying, I just wondered if it would be advantageous to have copies of those stuff available to the township and to the new engineer.
It would be, but again, it's going to depend on whether or not the engineer will share that information.
And I would like our engineers to look into that, to see if there is going to be a cost, to come back to the board and let us know what that cost would be. But I tend to agree with Ralph that, I mean, we paid them to do those engineering research, whatever they did, so those records should be ours. But again, whether they want to disclose them or not is a different story.
I mean, typically, we're provided with hard copies of every project that's done.
Right.
Usually, when an engineer performs a service like that, they provide the owner with copies of that. Whether that happened or not over the years, I don't know. Whether they became lost in the township or, it's, you know, what happened in the past, I really can't answer
Right,
to.
right.
But if that's what we want to do and request that, you know, hopefully they'll be professional about it.
Right, and again, if there is a cost, then we'd just like to know what the cost is, because we definitely want to get gouged on it, but if it's something that we can have, I think it'd be beneficial to our township.
When would the effective date of this? You do it
Well-
tonight. I got a meeting tomorrow night that's going to involve an engineer. Which one do I talk to?
It should happen,
No,
should happen soon.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess what I'm getting at.
Within the month, we'd have to get the office to process the documents.
Thank you.
Okay, we've had a motion and a support, as I said, for PCE to be the new engineering firm for East China. No further discussion? If not, let's have roll call, please.
Horn,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Blackstock,
Yes.
Town, yes, Boda,
Yes.
Pat Sallis.
Yes.
Okay, it passes. PCE will now be our new engineers. That takes care of all the new business. Last item here is the announcements. MERS Funding Options Workshop with Sue Feinberg will be held August 21st, 2017, from 3 p.m. until 4:30. I don't know where that workshop's going to be, if it's going to be here or some other location. It's not on the,
The workshop's here.
the workshop is here? Okay, so that will be here
Specific to
on
us.
August 21st,
Yes.
2017.
It'll be specific to us,
Oh, to us, okay.
to us. And with the funding options, I'm not exactly sure. We're going to pay, or we need to pay more just to catch it up. And how that can be funded is what she's coming to speak about.
That's scary.
It's scary.
It's gonna be a lot scarier when that meeting's over.
A lot scarier. Okay, and then the last item is member comments. Mr. Horn.
I've got one here today. I noticed on my tour, they're doing the resurfacing on the north end on St. Clair Shores Boulevard. I don't know whether they got over onto your side of the street today or not. But they done all these little short streets going into St. Clair Shores Boulevard and the boulevard. So they should have been done with that today.
They're on the east side of 25.
Yeah, they're on the east side of M29. That's all I have.
Okay. Mr. Pat Salles.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Nothing? Okay. Mr. Town?
No comment?
No.
Ms. Beck, nothing?
I do. The
That's a
historical,
surprise. Will you go ahead?
the Historical Commission is having an open house this Saturday from 1 until 4, and we're pouring wine. We have 3 different flavors that the commissioners are pouring, so you can come, taste wine, and see our red brick schoolhouse. We hope that you'll come. It's free. Thank you.
That doesn't include any beer?
My pencil.
No, it's just a wine tasting.
All right, thank you. Need someone to make for adjournment, please?
How about yourself? You don't have any? No comments from you?
No, I'm chicken.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn at 7:53.
Okay, there's been a motion to adjourn at 7:53. Support?
Support.
Okay, support. All those in favor signify by.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. Meeting is adjourned for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.